as we start to examine the criminal violence, I'm going from least violent to most violent with video footage here. You'll notice the guy is very casual. He's in control. He knows he's in control because he's brandishing a weapon and is presenting a greater threat projection, a greater threat posture than the other people here who are unarmed. He's also larger than the females and some of the males here, so he presents a very threatening posture. In this case, the one in front of us, we see that these robbers actually use physical force by grabbing and pushing and everything else, as well as physically threatening people with the firearms. Now, had they the intent to actually use the firearms, they would have simply shot these people and moved on in and did whatever they were doing, or whatever they needed to do. Now, I'm not saying that all criminals aren't violent. I'm not saying that you won't encounter violence in a criminal assault that's going to be less than what you would see in a social violence encounter. However, what I'm saying is the intention is different. The intent of criminal violence is to gain a physical, tangible, material object, such as money, jewelry, the stereos and other things that people are stealing in this video. They're using the firearms to threaten people into submission. It's a force multiplier. But they're not going so far as to actually go in and guns blazing to harm these people. Their intent isn't to harm these people, it is merely to take something from these people. Or from the store more specifically, and these people just happen to be there. In fact, as the footage plays over and this guy brings this poor old woman to the rear, his partner, who's laying her down, is actually assisting her in getting to the floor. All this is to project the image of control, and that no one is intending to harm someone. So as long as no one interferes with the criminal, no one will get harmed. This is the point of these threat postures. When we look at video here, we see that the criminal is more violent, actually grabbing the man and forcing him around, because the same rules for social violence apply. The less threatening the weapon, the less intimidating the physical stature of the other person who's the aggressor, the more violent they have to be to make their threat posture seem genuine. In this video, we see this individual here who simply just walks through the door, and the only hint that he's attempting anything criminal is that when he notices the video camera, he immediately tries to hide his face, adjust his hat and look away, and tries to keep his back to the camera, or at least his face obscured from view. And he allows the elderly woman to enter the elevator first. In fact, he suggests that she enter the elevator first. He's a kind young man. Again, aware of the presence of a camera, he hides his face by looking down and pretending to listen to some sort of music, or iPod or phone or whatever. And as they reach the floor, he suggests the little old lady leave first. Again, being a nice young man, until he grabs her, and I apologize for the disturbingness of this video, but you see here that he doesn't have any sort of weapon to make his threat posture, so he must immediately refer to violence to dominate the situation, and he chokes out the little old lady and exits the elevator.